Page 9, this is number 14 of that Suo Gan. I don't know how to pronounce that, so whatever you want, I don't care. It gives us more practice at playing these notes. So we're not using all 5 notes, we don't have to. But nevertheless, the notes in this piece are in the 5 notes that we have been working with. So we should know these notes. At the end of the line, they're giving you a new symbol, a new musical symbol now for you to remember from now on, forever and ever and ever. Because all these symbols we learn, you have to remember from now on. It's not like taking a science test where you can just cram for the test, and once it's over, you can forget it. Here, you got to remember it all. And the symbol is, it's a thin and thick bar line, like we've had in the other pieces, thin and thick bar line. The thin and thick bar line, by the way, didn't I mention it before, is the symbol for the end of a piece of music. So they'll put that at the end. Wherever the piece of music ends, it may not always be at the bottom. It could end anywhere. Wherever it ends, it should have a thin and thick bar line to tell you that's the end, eventually. Well, the repeat sign looks like that, except it's got 2 dots also. So when it's at the end of a piece like this, it covers up the end of a piece symbol because it looks just like it, except it's got the 2 dots. The rule for it, for now, is go back to the beginning and play it all again. I'll adjust that later because we need another symbol, and I don't want to talk about more symbols until the book introduces them. So for now, repeat means go back to the beginning and play it all again. In other words, we're going to play this line twice. They could print it twice. They could have printed both lines out. But there's a number of reasons why repeat signs are used, and it usually has to do with money. They save space, which saves money. I won't get into it. I might mention also, unless there's a note telling you otherwise, you always only repeat 1 time. You don't go playing multiple times. There are exceptions to that, and I'll talk about those later. Right now, it's just you go back and play it again 1 time, that's it. So you played it a total of 2 times. So let's look at it. It's 1 line long, treble clef, 4/4 time signature. I see quarter notes and half notes with a repeat sign. Now, when I'm working on it, I may not repeat it. It depends on how I practice it. But when I'm getting ready to perform it, I always repeat it. So here, again, they don't give us any finger numbers. And so you have to look, what are the notes involved? We have these 3 notes. Well, that means I could play it in any position where I can cover these 3 notes. I can play it here. I can play it here. I can play it here. Any of those positions cover those 3 notes. If you want to practice with the awkward fingers, do that. Start with thick. Start with it. Because I'm just transferring away from finger to finger. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just trying. Good practice. You can try it here. Different positions. They don't say anything. I suppose that since we're doing C position on everything, they want C position. But technically, you could do it wherever. You can even play it with the left hand if you wanted to. So I go through and I make sure I get the notes okay. And then I go make sure there's no hesitations. And with the hesitation thing, you need to check the repeat signs. When you go from the end back to the beginning again, sometimes that can get awkward because of the notes. The notes are doing weird things. So you always want to check on a repeat sign when you repeat to make sure you can repeat it okay, because the beat has to be steady. That last measure, remember, measures the distance between the bar lines, measure lines? Well, that last measure is here. Then when I repeat, it's got to be a steady beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, repeat. So the beat is steady all the way through. So check the repeats to make sure you can repeat it okay. And how fast you go is up to you. I don't know how fast this piece goes. For now, that's my speed. I don't know. Remember, I keep the fingers on the keyboard, and I'm just rotating here. I'm not flying fingers around. Now, sometimes with me, I'll come out here to get away from the black keys so the thumb doesn't reach, but it's there, it's ready. And when I need it, I'll move forward. I do that. That's just me. You can stay right here if you want all the time, where the thumb is always on it. It's up to you. But I use it out of habit. I do it here, and then I move up when I need it. because I don't want to curl my fingers up anymore. I just want to stay relaxed. I don't want to do this. And I got to do this a little bit when I come up here, unless I slide in. And that's a little awkward because sometimes people with big fingers, they don't fit up in here. So they have to make adjustments for that. So I'll talk about that too later on when we get there. But right now, I don't like coming up in here so much, so I stay out here. In case you're wondering, your thumb's not on the keyboard. That's right, it's not. Remember the natural accent. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Feel the natural accents. Now, when you feel like you have this okay, no hesitations, let's play it together. Now, I do want to mention on these play with me things. When we play it together, at the end of each one, at the very end, I say off. And that's because we want to make sure we hold all the notes down the right length of time, including the last note. Let's look at this piece we're on. We have a half note at the end. See? Gets 2 full counts. So it would be 3, 4. If you don't hold it out the full 2 counts, and most people won't, if you're not thinking about it, you'll just hold it like a quarter note. You're done. You're done. You think you're done. It's got to be 2 counts. 3, 4, off. Well, when you're counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. When you get to the end of a measure, there's always a 1 following it. There's something following it. But when you get to the end of the piece, there's nothing there. There is no 1. Well, when you repeat, there's a 1 because you repeated. But when you're finally done with it, there's nothing. So instead of a number, because there is no number, I say off. And that means lift up. This way, we're 2, 3, 4, off. You hold it down a full 2 counts. Take a look at the first measure here. That half note, that's 2 counts. It ends when beat 1 of the next measure starts. 3, 4, 1. See, it's 3, 4. You don't lift up. You just keep it down, and then 1. And when you play 1, you lift up. So it ends when the next beat starts. Well, at the end, there is no next beat. So off tells me to lift up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. And that's the way I do it. Just make sure you're holding the last note of the piece down the right length of time. Don't get sloppy. That leads to some really nasty things coming up if you're sloppy here. It gets worse. Anyway, let's play this together. I'll give us 4 counts. Now we are going to repeat now. 1, 2, ready, go. 4, 4, 4, 3, repeat, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4,